What is up, guys? It is Zach Bloche, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you some of my Python projects that I've created and that I use pretty often. So let's get into it. I'm going to share my desktop. So typically, I keep some of my Python scripts that I use pretty frequently on the right side of my desktop. And I will show you just a few of them, or pretty much all of these besides, well, okay, yeah, I'll show you all of these. So let's start from the top down. This first one I built with Python. All of these I did, but let's see. So yeah, this is an app I call Reflector. It's basically like this customizable reflecting software, kind of like note taking, but with preset prompts to type into and reflect your thoughts. And eventually it outputs a CSV file with all of your answers. So you can look back at what you wrote like over time. And yeah, it's pretty convenient. So just to show you, your reflections end up in this in a predetermined folder that you set in the settings. And once we're done typing here, it'll fill up this folder with answers. So let's do this. So let's see. Welcome to Reflector. Please select an activity. One that I have done quite a lot is the morning reflection. So if we do that, it lets you pick an activity number. So from 1 to 4, we're going to say 1. Oh, wait a minute. I put a space there. Let's just do regular 1. There we go. Yeah. So it's like, good morning, handsome. Take some time to reflect on your life. Again, I typed all this, so it's doing exactly what I programmed it to do. So let's do this. Take some time to reflect on your life. So here I would normally, like, if there's just some stuff on my mind in the morning, I'd be like, man, I really want to make a YouTube vid today with Uganda knuckles in my background. I say that literally every day. So next, do you feel well rested? So this is a yes or no question. So this one's pretty cool, and there are different ways of answering. Like there's different prompts that you can make. So this is a yes no question type. So I'm going to do this. Do you feel well rested? I'm going to say yes. Are you hydrated? I am. Are you well fed? Yep. I did exercise today. Is the temperature fine for you? Yes. Clean and organized environment? Yes, it is. And do you feel complete wellness? So what happened after is it gave me this percentage. Your physiology integrity is at 100% because I made a kind of a tweak in order for it to do that. So some of these activities are customizable, especially with yes or no questions. Yeah, I made it to where like if you put no for any of these, it's going to tell you how you can improve that just in case I'm like super tired or something, because physiology is very important. Now, this next part, you'll notice that this is a list question. So it's going to give us list answers, and you can optionally put some kind of like pre-prompt for whenever you're typing here. So what type of person do you choose to be today? I choose to be an amazing husband, an amazing cat papa, and an amazing YouTuber developer guy. Nice. And when you're done, you can just press enter on a new line and it'll go to the next one. What are your intentions? So this one is an ordered list. So what are your intentions for today? So like in the morning, this is like, I don't know, what typically happens in the morning. Like you can kind of plan your day ahead of time. So this is going to be like, make YouTube vid, code on my website. Like I normally write these more specific. These are just examples, and blah, blah, blah. So what are you grateful for? I'm grateful for my wife, my laptop, my home, computer, good food, club mate, and yeah, that's it for today. So top 3 priorities. Yeah, so this can be like make YouTube thumbnail, system, eat breakfast, cook dinner. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, and like you can customize these. So 10 reasons you love yourself. You can do whatever here. Also, if you press enter, it just skips that one and leaves it empty. So it's pretty fine. Name an idea to make your life easier. 10 questions to improve your life. Another opportunity to reflect. And then once you're done, it'll tell you the total time you were reflecting, and it'll make these CSVs. So would you like to play again? I'm going to say no, because we are done with that one. And we can look at these. So I don't use Excel because I just haven't paid for it. So I use the free version, LibreOffice. I think this one's called like Libre, something like that. And it makes this table. So we're going to look at this on the side. Let's see. Whoops. And that's here. So it makes this into a CSV that is nice and organized. So it has this date time, so when it was created, all of your answers, and different columns for these questions. That is, I eventually built this into part of just how I built the overall Python code itself. Yeah, it's like a whole system on the back end. But I did build this, and the reason was because, or the reason I put it to a CSV kind of storage area is because I wanted it to be, I wanted to eventually add some kind of like data science, like either text analysis or something like this to figure out, like, to build like word cloud maps, or like how often is like, or how many days are you well rested, how many days are you doing X, Y, and Z, like what type of person do you typically like try to be, what have your intentions been for the year. It gives you a bunch of data if you continually reflect into it, and can show you this. So that part's not built yet, but I do plan on doing this at some point in the future when I develop my data science skills a bit more. Next, let's see. So I'm going to close that. And yeah, so different, like some of these activities have more than one activity in them. So if I look at purely the physiology activity, I did put this inside of this activity as well, or inside of the big like morning reflection one. So you can break it down into different spreadsheets, and even though it's only one reflection, so like this is all the physiology stuff, the physiology score, well rested, all of this stuff, and yeah, it does it all at the same time, no matter what. So that's pretty cool. The next one is this one called Windows Wallpaper Stealer. Now, to show you this, I'm first going to change the name of this one. So this is like where it normally goes. What this one does is it goes to a special directory on your Windows computer, and it finds all of the wallpapers that are typically they're typically like not easy to find or not obvious on where to find them in your computer's directory. So yeah, I'm gonna and I save them to this folder. It gets all of them and puts them in here, and you can optionally add them to like this other folder for desktop wallpapers for any of the ones you want to keep. So what we can do is I'm just going to change this so you can see how it works. So I'm going to rename this to something else like that. And I'm going to go ahead and run this. So here's what's going to happen. So the first thing, yeah, so as you can see, it created this folder right here. So it's by default called Windows Wallpapers. It has all of these pictures inside of here. So all of these are hidden inside of your Windows computer in a process that's pretty complex to find. And it converts them into the proper image format so you can have access to them. So there are like mobile versions of these as well. So I guess maybe at some point there were like Windows phones, or I don't know exactly how they were doing that. But yeah, it gets all of those, and then you can store them in your own folder. So like you could even call it like something like keepers or something. And like if you like this one with like rock waves, you can throw it in there. I typically rename them. So for me, it's kind of like a creative exercise as well. Like this one, like I saw this, I actually already saved this one, but this one I call like Skyrim Mountain because it kind of looks like that. And yeah, you can open them, check them out if they're real or not, which they are. So these are like real, really big images. Let me pull that on this side, and boom, yeah, it's the full image, full quality, all of that good stuff. And yeah, this one's currently my background. So if you ever want to know how I get all my backgrounds, it typically comes from here. So that's cool. If you want to find that directory, there is another YouTube video on this, but I also have it inside of my my file, so we can find that right here. Boop a doop doop. Let's go right. Yeah, so assets path. So it starts in your home directory. So let's see. So yeah, C. Why is that in PowerShell? That's gross. C users, ZACP, and then it goes app data, local packages, Microsoft Windows Content Delivery Manager, and some of this stuff, local state assets. And in this folder right here, let's see if I can copy this. So boom, let's see, CD, C, users, ZACP, then paste. I'm gonna open this folder. And yeah, so this is what the files look like by default. They're just these ugly, like some of these are images, some of them won't be. But these are essentially the ones that you're looking for in this crazy path all the way to here. So it's not a super simple process. I Googled this, or I was like the story behind this one, or the short version is I was trying to find this in general like a while ago, and I found some YouTube videos on it that did it manually, and I was like, I think I know enough Python to figure out how to get this working. So yeah, I eventually I just automated it once I finally had enough skill in Python, and built all of the different things like steal Windows wallpapers, check if the system's Windows, yeah, copy and transform image assets, get the image assets, get raw assets, filter assets for images. Is one of these random white files an image or not? Because there are ones that aren't images, or at least the ones that we're looking for, and a utility to get the file size, all wrapped up in a function of steal Windows wallpapers. So that's a cool one, because yeah, I don't know why they don't want you finding that, but there it is. So that one is that. Now, this one is an app that I actually built into a full desktop application. So this version, so $per-hour-calculator.com, I'll show you what the app does in general, and then I'll show you like how it started, because it wasn't always this pretty or a website at all. So what you do is you put in like how many hours you might have worked, let's say 2 hours, 55 minutes, and 30 seconds. I don't know, something like super specific. 27. You can put in your hourly rate. So if your hourly rate is, let's say what mine is at the moment, so, or at least my highest one is going to be 110. So that converts to 321.66. We change this to 50, 30, whatever, it updates live. So this was only possible after I added, I learned how to use Vue.js, and then I just rebuilt all of the same logic here. But my initial version looked more like this. So I'm going to open up my code folder, which some of you have seen before if you looked at how I organize my code, which that video I'll leave in the description in case you're curious. So we can look at my apps. We'll see Windows Wallpaper Stealer right here. And okay, that's interesting. Websites. Where did I put this? Well, that can't be right. Projects, templates, projects. Wait, where do I keep it? $per-hour calculator. Oh, right. Yeah, I clicked on Windows Wallpaper Stealer. That's funny. Yeah, I meant $per-hour calculator. So if we look at this in VS Code, we will see app.js, appmin.js, calculator.py. So this calculator.py is actually the first version, and I believe, yeah, so it's still being able to run. So $per-hour calculator started off as a Python class, and if we run it, you'll see what the initial version looked like. So I think I put it in main.py. Yeah, so it was like this. So it starts up, just says $per-hour calculator, time worked. It's the same thing, 30, 27. Does all the calculations for you. I actually already have the amount earned set, or like how much I make my hourly rate set per hour beforehand. And I think in this case it was like either 80 or 110 USD per hour. And yeah, it automatically converted that. So I think this is 80 at this point. So yeah, that's a pretty nifty one. So this is how it started. And like as we just saw, this let's see. This is how it ended up. So I started it in Python, I built how I want it to work, and now I got this fancy pants view built with just my own custom CSS project that links to my website and does all of that cool stuff. So built in Python first, then to this nice version. Now, the next one, so this one, it's pretty much the same concept. It just does something different. Like, let's see, the base earnings calculator. How much would you like to make per year? Let's say like the average income that they say makes people not unhappy or something like that. So 72,000 hours per week you want to work. Let's say 20. So base earnings target that much at your hourly rate, what your hourly rate should be. This came from like a book by Dan Kennedy, I believe, on time management. And yeah, either way, that's just a short calculator, similar to the initial version of dollar per hour. Next, quick auto. So this one's pretty convenient. This actually comes from a package PyAuto GUI, but there wasn't like PyAuto GUI. You kind of have to you have to write everything out every single time you build something. So this one is, I built this because I was kind of tired of that. And sometimes there were automations that were just 2 clicks that I needed like over and over and over again. So for example, on this one, I'm going to put like, let's say I need 2 coordinates. How many times do you want to press these same 2 spots? I'm going to say 10 seconds between clicks. This adds time between clicks, so I'm gonna just leave it blank or put 0 because I don't want there to be any. And yeah, so instructions, make sure you're focused on this window, which means like make sure this window is in focus. Then press Control C when you're on the spot you want to click. So as you can see, this thing is showing us live where our cursor is, and we're gonna go here. So I'm just gonna put my cursor somewhere, and I'm gonna press Control C in order for this to capture where my mouse is at. So I'm going to press Control C over this easy access one, and I'm going to press Control C over this something else folder. Boom, coordinates saved, 2 out of 2. Yeah, so every time I did that, it said like 1 of 2, 1 remaining. Coordinates saved, 2 out of 2, 0 remaining. Would you like to begin the automation? Sure, I'm going to press Y, and I'm not going to touch my mouse. So, and enter, boom, and it's just clicking in between those, doing the same thing over and over again. Then it closes. So that's all of that. It can do really fun things. So like if instead of that, I said like number of coordinates, 11. Iterations, same, 10. No seconds. So do it again. Control C, 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 and 1 remaining. So Control C. Would you like to begin? Yes, I would. And now it's going hands-free, doing all of that, clicking each of those. Yeah, so it's pretty neat. Yeah, so that's gonna go and boom. All right, so the last one that I'm going to show today is this mood setter app that I built pretty recently, actually, and I built it in like less than a night, so like probably like 2 to 3 hours. So mood setter, what this does is well, as you can see, it's currently not working. We can find out why. Let's see. Let's open this file. Let's see why you're not working. It's probably because I don't have something installed. Yeah, sometimes whenever you update your Python version, something breaks. So let's find out live right here. Bum. And now that I think about it, I probably could have done this on like a YouTube live, which I haven't practiced with. But let's see. Why is that PowerShell? I don't like PowerShell. There we go. Nice and CMD like. So py main.py. Let's see. All right. So cannot find the path specified. Windows wallpaper. Ah, yeah. So it broke because in this something else one. Here, wait. Let's see. So this should be the copy. Yeah. So the reason is because you have to set a specific directory for where you want it to work. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna change the name for my original uh, uh, Windows wallpaper folder that has this desktop wallpapers, and I have like a lot of these. So these are all the ones I've collected over time from Windows because they change like every day, or yeah, every single day there's new wallpapers where you run it and you'll find it. You'll even find wallpapers that you haven't seen on your lock screen. So it's pretty awesome. Uh, let's see. So yeah, I have a bunch of these. You'll see, so you'll notice I made like subfolders inside of here that this mood setter app is gonna find automatically. And I put specific folders in there to represent what these things are. So cave, desert, expansive, foggy, some of these that I just organized, and you'll see what that does. So let's close that. Let's rename this back to my original Windows wallpapers. That. And let's run mood setter. So boom, please choose your mood. So I have these options. Normal is actually just the main directory there. Bright is, so yeah, just so you can see again, boom, desktop wallpapers. So these are in order: bright, cave, deserts, expansive, foggy, night, bright, cave, desert, expansive, foggy. Oh wait, yeah, islands is there, then night, islands, night, warm, waterfalls, then. All right, cool. So let's pick a number. I'm just gonna say, okay, let's say deserts today. So we're gonna say deserts number 4, and boom, it just changes my wallpaper to a random picture in that deserts folder. So you can keep pressing enter, and it'll keep going to the random ones. You'll get a few of the same ones multiple times, but it just picks a random one and sets that as your Windows wallpaper background. I'm gonna say no to reroll. Would I like to change a mood? Sure. Let's do number 8. Let's see what night stuff I got. So that's a pretty one. Yep, space mountain, aurora mountain, night sky, cool cave, and yeah. So that is another fun one that I built super quickly recently. And yeah, let me know if you want me to show you how I built some of those. But that's it for the video today. I am planning on making um, a tutorial. Here, wait, that's my background selector with all my Uganda Knuckles backgrounds. Anyway, yeah, I'm planning on making a video on how to set up a Django, Heroku, and S3 project. I made my Django and Heroku setup project, but this other one, I actually recorded a video on it yesterday, but I realized that it's pretty easy when you're building coding tutorials with websites to have some of your personal information, and I need to be able to edit that, or at least blur that out before I make that one. So yeah, I will have a full tutorial on how to do that, and it's actually going to walk through every single step. So it's not just going to build off my other video. It's going to be a fresh one with different timestamps, and I think this one will be a much better quality. So yeah, that is the video. Let me turn off my share screen, which is hidden right here. Yeah, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the content, subscribe. I will be making more tutorials and videos every single day for at least 100 days, starting on January 1st of this year. So that already happened. This is like today's the 6th. Yeah, so this is the 6th video I've made. So yep, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye for now. Good enough. Bye for now.